fighting for. So, okay. So my suggestion is that today we start with the Elenu because that's something we're a little familiar with. And then actually I'm going to suggest that we go to announcement for the new month. So we have a couple of weeks to prepare before we get to the new month. So first we're going to start with Elenu. I did send out the page numbers, but in Sim Shalom, it's 510. In Slim Shalom, it's 183. And in Lev Shalom, it's 205. And I put marks in my books so I can find it. Okay. Let's see. Okay. I'll read it just briefly. If somebody wants to sing it, you may, or read, but as I go back to, if you're gonna sing it, you've got to look at the words though. So you're actually also reading the letters and the vowels. Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon hakol, latet gedula liotzer breshit. Shalo asanu kagoye ha'aratzot, velo samanu kemishpachot ha'adama. Shalo sam chalkenu kahem v'goralenu kechol hamonam. Va'anachnu korim umishtachavim umodim. Lifnei melech malchei hamalachim hakadosh baruch hu. I'm going to just read that. We'll do just one paragraph at a time. Okay. So I don't have to try to do all of it. So that line is the one where we bow. If you're using the Slim Shalom, it doesn't actually say that, and the other one it does, in the Lev Shalom. Who would like to read? I have a volunteer, Arlene. Thank you.
Alenu l'shaber l'adon hakol latet gedula
Yeah, pronounce the yud as a consonant.
Le yo ser bereshit. Shelo asanu k go ye ha ratzon velo samanu k mish pit hot.
Yes.
Ha-adoma. Shalom.
All Oz.
Ha-adama. Shalom. Sam. Helkenu. Kahem. Vigoralenu. Kechol ha-monam. Va'anaknu korim umishpachavim umodim lifnei malchei hamalachim hakadosh baruch hu.
Perfect. Great. Welcome, Cindy. You just we're on the Elenu.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay,
Thank
good.
you.
I figured you would recognize it, but just wanted to make sure. It's better not to assume. Susan, yes, question.
I do have a question because I can't remember, though you've taught it to us. When you said pronouncing the yud as a consonant, sorry, can you remind us of, like, if we're sight reading, how we remember that? Do you know what I mean?
You know what? It actually is always pronounced, because even sometimes, like if it's after the two dots, you know, if the two dots, the A sound is before it, the letter before, then it would make it an A. It makes it a stronger long A. Whereas if you just have the two dots, it's just A. It's a little softer than with a yud. So it does have the Y sound. So if there's nothing there, it's always pronounce it as a Y, I should say. Okay, when you don't hear it as much when it's connected to one of the longer vowels. Like here, you really hear it's the yo, so you really hear the yud sound. But you always sound it, but sometimes it's more obvious than others.
A question.
Oh, it's a consonant, it's the like in yellow, in English, right?
Exactly. And it is really that even after it's after a vowel, but you don't hear it as much because you hear the other vowel more.
I was just trying to get the rule in my head. Okay, thanks.
When we get to other yuds, we'll see. Yes, Cindy.
Yeah, I have a question. If there's a long, like
Yeah.
and what I was saying, a line, I forget what vowel that is, before a yud, and there's a vowel under the yud, does it still change to I?
Yeah,
So it doesn't matter if there's a vowel underneath.
I believe so. When we get to it, it's easier to see.
Okay. Okay.
I'm trying to find. Oh, well, like if you go down a few more lines, it's Bashamayim because the yud has the dot underneath it.
Right. What line are you on, please?
If you go past Va'anachnu Korim Ushtachavim Umodim Lifnei Melech, that's where you are bowing there. Malchei Hamalachim Hakadosh Baruch Hu, that's where Arlene ended. The next line is Shahu Noteh Shamayim.
Okay, so it's still pronounced. Okay.
So and that's why I said it really still has that yes sound, but sometimes it's more obvious than others. Like here, you really hear it because you have the e underneath. So it doesn't just get to be part of the it's its own sound.
Okay.
You know what I mean, Cindy?
Yes, thank you. Yep. Let's move.
Okay. Whereas, as if we go back to Va'anachnu Korim Umishtachavim, you didn't hear the yud at all,
No, that's
right?
what I was asking, like the comparison. So if it has
Okay.
nothing under it, then it's as if.
Well, but it doesn't. The problem. That's what I said. If it had something under it, which word was the question? Like, Leotzer. See, it's nothing. There's nothing under the yod there either. But you know it has to be pronounced yo.
Right.
Okay.
So
Part of
interesting.
it is you will recognize the sounds when you look and see what it has to be in the words. Okay. Do I have another volunteer that would like to read that paragraph, since that's the one we all do out loud, I think, almost always? Yes, Susan. And then Judy Frank.
Sorry, I have a frog in my throat. Alenu l'shabeach la'adon hakol, latet gedula liyotzer bereshit, shelo asanu kegoye, right?
Yeah, perfect.
Kegoye ha'aratzot velo samanu kimishperot.
Yes.
Is that it? Okay.
Yeah, perfect.
Ha'adama
Yep.
shelo sam chelkenu.
Kelkenu, you were right the first time.
It's an a.
Kelkenu. 3 dots.
Okay, chelkenu kahem וגורלנו ככל המונם.
One more sentence.
Pardon?
One more sentence.
Okay. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתהווה. No, ומשתהווה ומודים. לפני מלך מלכי המלכים.
Good.
הקדוש ברוך הוא.
Good.
Who?
Yep. Who? Exactly. Okay, Judy Frank.
Okay.
One more.
Eloheinu, l'shabea l'adon hakol, l'tate gedula l'yotzer bereshit, shelo asanu kagoye ha'aratzot, velo samanu kamishpakot ha'adama shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'goralenu kakal hamonam, v'anachnu korim u'mistakavim u'modim, lifnei melech malchei hamlochim hakadosh baruch hu.
Good. Anybody else want to do this piece? Okay, Cindy, and then Judy Carlin.
Okay, Elena Lishabea La Adon Hakol, Late Gedula Leotzer Bereshit, Shalo Asanu Bigo Ye
Good.
Ha'aratzont. Below Samanu Kamish Petot.
Tot.
Huh?
Mishpachot, not tot.
Chot, right, okay, chot, sorry.
That's
Ha'adam,
okay.
ha'adama,
Good.
shalo, sam, halkenu, kahem.
Good.
Kahem.
Yeah, exactly.
Lenu, iko hamo nam,
Good.
yaknu, korim, umosh, tache,
Now look at the beginning. Ooh, what?
I'm sorry, umish.
Good.
Taha Beam, Umodim. Leaf Mela, Malke,
Good.
Hamla, Kim.
Good.
Kim, Hamla,
Yep,
Kim,
exactly.
Lakadosh, Baruch Hu.
Perfect. Great. That was great.
Thank you.
You feel good?
Been practicing more.
You can tell. You
Thanks.
can tell. 'Cause
It
was
also helps to have a bigger magnifying glass.
Yes, but it was much smoother. It was
Thank
really
you.
good. Thank you. Okay, Judy Carlin.
Okay. Aleinu l'shabea la'adon hakol, latate gedula l'yotze bereshit, shalo asanu kirgoe
Yay. Remember, we talked about this in
Yay.
business. Good.
Kirgoye ha'aratzot velo
Good.
samano kamishpat kamishpachot
Yes.
ha'adama shalo no
Yes.
ha'adama
Hello.
shalo sam halkenu kahem begor alenu kahol hamonam
Good.
right.
Yes, exactly.
V'anachnu korim umishtahavim umodim lifnei melech malkei malchlahem.
No, start again. You're doing it too well to not do.
Hamalachim
Hamelachim. Good.
hakadosh baruch hu.
Perfect. Great.
Thank you.
Great. Okay. What time is it? Okay, we still have time. Okay, we're gonna read the next few lines because usually some places we do this. So we're gonna continue a little bit further with Aleinu before we get to the next. Okay, so Shehu notesh shamayim liosed aretz umoshav yikaro vashamayim mima'al ushchinat uzo begov Hey, Miromim, Hu Eloheinu Ein Od. Emet Malkenu, Ephes Zulato, Kakatuv Batorato. Vayadata Hayom Vahashevota el levavecha. Ki Adonai hu ha-Elohim bashamayim mima'al va'al ha'aretz mitachat ein od. Okay. Do I have a volunteer, Gloria, since you didn't do the last one? Thank you. And you're unmuted.
Yeah. Shehu noteh shamayim v'yosed aretz umoshav yikra'o
Nope.
bashamayim
Hold on 1 second. You're doing too perfectly. Read that word again.
umoshev yikaro
Perfect.
bashamayim mima'al ushkinat uzo begavhe miromim hu Eloheinu ein od emet malkeinu efes sulato kakotuv betorato yadata hayom vaha shevota el levavecha ki Adonai hu ha-Elohim bashamayim mima'al bial haaretz mitachat ein od.
That was beautiful. Thank you. Gorgeous.
Learning it with the
Okay.
kids.
You've been, but that's the whole deal. If
Yeah.
you're practicing, you will get better because as long as you know the letters and the vowels, there's no trick in Hebrew mostly, especially with the reading. Grammar is another thing, whatever. We're not going into that, obviously, but it's not like English. English reading, who knows how people learn how to read English? I don't know. But with Hebrew, the letters always have the same sound and the vowels always have the same sound. So thank you. And if practice does make a difference, for sure. Okay, do I have another volunteer? Arlene, thank you.
Shehu notet shamayim v'yosed aretz umoshav yikaru yikaru
No, where's the dot on the?
yikaro
Perfect.
bashamayim mi ma'al ush he not uso
Good.
begav
Go.
begov he
Good.
miromim hu Elohenu ein od emet malkenu efes sulato katuv bitorato v'ya da ta hayom v'hase vota el levavecha ki Adonai hu ha-Elohim bashamayim mi ma'al ve'al haaretz mi tahat ein od.
Unbelievable. What happened between last week and this week? You're all fabulous. Everyone. Whew. I'm not
think it's
saying
the-
you're not going to sound out words again, but
you.
it's been very impressive. If anybody wants to listen to practice, you can listen to today because everybody is amazing today. Thank you. Okay. I do want to and does anybody else want to do this piece? Okay, then I'm going to suggest one more thing. I'm going to try to do it slowly. I think most synagogues do the same tune. I'm going to ask everybody to mute themselves and sing along. Okay, So we're gonna try to sing it together, but I know we can't really sing it together because you won't be able to hear the words. So I'm gonna sing it and you're gonna sing with me. I'm gonna try to do it slowly. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol latet gedula liotzer breshit shelo asanu kagoye ha'aratzot velo samanu kemishpachot ha'adama shelo sam kakenu kahem v'gohoraleinu kachol hamonam v'anachnu Korim, Umishtachavim, Umodim, Lifnei Melech, Malchei Hamalachim, Hakadosh Baruch Hu, Shehu Notei Shamayim, V'yosed Haaretz, Umoshav Yikaro, Bashamayim Mima'al, Ushchin at Uzo, Ushchin at Uzo, V'gov hemero mim, Hu Eloheinu Einod, Emet Malkeinu, Epes Zulato, Kakatu, V'torato, V'yadatayom, V'yadatayom, Hashevota Elavavaha, Ki Adonai hu Elohim bashamayim mima'al v'al haaretz mitachat ein od. Okay, how did you now unmute yourselves? So how did you feel? I was busy looking, so I want to make sure I do all the right words correctly.
It's still,
It was
But
good.
did you feel like you could
Still hard.
participate?
Yes, yes.
yes, some
Yes.
words are still hard.
Some more, that's okay. The more you do it, the more you can. But at least if you feel like you can participate and really be able to read besides just knowing it in your head.
And then you,
Okay.
excuse me, then you always do the very last paragraph of the prayer, don't you?
We're going to do that now. We're
Yeah.
just going to do that little piece. We're not going to do the next. We're just going to do the last.
Right,
yes,
the very last
the
paragraph.
last two sentences, actually.
Mhm.
Yes, a question
Judy,
for Arlene and
Before you
then
got-
Susan.
Yeah, before you get there, just in the first line, Elena Lishabe, is it ak? Lishabe.
That's always when there's that vowel under that letter. It's always, that's the only time the vowel comes before the consonant.
And so it's ak.
What,
That's the
what
only
word is
time
that?
it comes. Rashabe Usually if you can, obviously you can hear bay, shay, sha, whatever. Usually the consonant comes first. The only time the consonant comes before the vowel comes before the consonant is when it's that. Yes, Arlene, good. Yes, Susan,
I have a question
sure.
at our synagogue. People say and sometimes sing several times the last two words, ein od. An ein od means there is no other?
Yes,
For emphasis,
ain is
or-
none, and you can say it's a fairly common word, ain. I don't have any ain, and ode is an other. Yeah, exactly. More,
So
a more.
is
There's
the
no
re-
more. Ode is more. What?
the reason that some people
Why
sing.
did I do it? I don't know if it's because it just sounds better. It's in the tune, or or there is meaning to it. That's why they repeat it twice. I don't know what the reason is.
It means
Because
that
you also
there is-
repeat some of the other words actually when you sing it. That's not the only one you sing that
Right.
you repeat.
So it's a tradition for singing. Okay, thanks. I was wondered.
Yeah. Okay. So now we're going to turn the page, just so we finish this this prayer. Usually, sometimes, and that's why particularly they'll do the whole thing out loud, but usually not. But we always come together at the end because we always come together where the carrot is or the box or whatever. For any prayer that we do silently, the Shalach Tzibor will usually finish it out loud. I don't know if it's partly so you know where you are, and you know where to start the next prayer. I'm not sure, but that is the method of when you have somebody leading prayer. Yes, Cindy.
Is there such a prayer book that tells you when to repeat the lines?
No.
Because that's when I
I'll tell
get,
you why there can't be a prayer book that does that, because it's not universal.
okay,
The tunes are not universal. I
okay,
think it sort of just have to know. I hate to say it. It's a bad way of saying it. And usually you don't repeat a whole line. Usually, like in Sim Shalom, you keep going back to Sim Shalom. I think we've done that, but we can go back. When you sing it, it's like almost like a chorus, Sim Shalom. Well, we'll
Yeah.
get to that after we do these things.
right, I'm just
But
curious.
and it doesn't say that, but you figure it out after a while that you go. Also at the kedusha, where you do door door at the end of the kedusha, that last paragraph, sometimes you repeat like that. And sometimes you just repeat one or two words and then keep going, and it's just that's the tune, and it won't. I don't think there are some prayer books that will act there are word for word translations. Actually, there are some, not a prayer book really, but a book that they have if you want to do that. But I don't think there's ever been one that shows when you repeat,
That's a
because
good question. Then.
Yeah,
there
I
are
think
no
it's been-
universal tunes. Even the one I just sang, I'm sure when we were at Jeshurun in Elkins Park, it's almost like that, but they do it a little differently.
okay.
So there's no universality as far as that's concerned. Yes, Susan, you have a question?
No, I just
Okay.
was saying that was a really good question because you don't know sometimes, you know?
You don't, and you sort of just follow along. Like sometimes, have you ever, like, somebody will introduce a new tune that you don't know, but sort of if you know the words, somehow you figure to follow along, and that's what you have to do with the repeating.
Thanks.
I don't think there's a secret for that. Just go to shul a lot. That's the secret. Okay. So if everybody turns to the end of this prayer, it probably is the next page, except for in Slim Shalom. Actually, it's not on the next page. It's on the same page. And in the Slim Shalom, the one for Shabbat and holidays, it's a box. Actually, the tricky part is it's a box in the Sim Shalom. It's a carrot or whatever in the left shalom, but it's actually in a different place. In the left shalom, it starts before in the Sim Shalom. I'm not sure which is more authentic. I don't know. But it sort of makes sense the way it starts in the Lev Shalem, actually. So if you're in Lev Shalem, you can see where the carrot is. If you're in this, I know somebody's in the Sim Shalom. If you go the line above where it says Kakatuv, that's where it starts in the Lev Shalem. And it sort of makes sense because Kakatuv means as it is written. And then it says it, whereas the other one starts and just says what it's written. Here it says as it is written. So I'm going to do the longer one, because you can, that way it just covers both. Kakatuv b'toratecha Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. And then now the Sim Shalom has the box there. Now the ne'amar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz vayom hahu yehyeh Adonai echad u'shmo echad. Okay, do I have a volunteer to read? I know you can all do this. Thank you, Gloria.
Kakatu, Kakatu b'Torah techa, Adonai yimloch leolam va'ed, v'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol ha'oretz bayom hahu yehyeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad.
Good. Another volunteer. I know I feel bad calling on Gloria meanwhile, because I can hear your voice. I wish you a speedy recovery. Yes, Cindy.
Thank you.
Kakatu, Torah Techa, Adonai, Yimloch, Leolam, Vaed. Nia Amar, like V na.
It's not the, it's two dots under the vav. The Amar.
Then Amar,
Good.
Viha Ya, Adonai, the Melech, all, Kol, Haaretz,
Good.
Kayam Ha Hu, Yihya,
Good.
Adonai, Ehad, Ushamo, Ehad. And I have a
Perfect.
question. Is
Sure.
Yihya God too? What is Yihi? Is that,
Yeah is the to be. It will be.
oh, it's not God. Okay, okay.
No, and no, it's not. It's very similar. And in a way, I think it makes it easier for us that there are no vowels under Adonai, because we know it can't be Adonai because it has the
Right.
vowels. Because it's
Right.
very close. Instead, but the difference is it's Yud Hey Vav Hey instead of Yud Hey Yud Hey.
Okay, all right, got it.
Okay, so but it is obviously very close. It's just that one letter is longer. But we know it because in our Sidurim that we have these ones that we are using, the Yud Hey Vav Hey does not have any vowels underneath it.
Mm. What
Right?
does it
I mean,
mean
you
again?
read it, you know what it is. But whereas this had the vowels. But you're right. It's very it certainly evokes the Adonai, no question.
What does it mean again?
Adonai is
No,
our
no, no,
Lord,
no,
and
no,
this
no,
is
no.
and this is just it's a future
Yeah,
tense. It will be, shall be one.
shall be one.
Yeah,
Okay.
Adonai Echad. It will be, God will be one. Okay. We don't hear the to be very often in Hebrew, actually, very, very infrequently. That's part of why we don't see it very little. Okay. Anybody else want to read? I'm not going to force you into it. Judy Carlin, you look like you're ready. And then
Okay.
Arlene.
Okay. Sorry. Kakatuv b'Torah techa Adonai yimlo le'olam vo'ed v'ne'ema v'haya Adonai lamelech al kol haaretz v'yom hahu yiyeh Adonai echad u'shmo echad.
Gorgeous. Okay, good.
Thank you.
Arlene?
Thank you.
Vahaya, also Vahaya, Adonai. Is that
Same
enough?
one. That's the past tense.
I didn't know
Same to
that.
be.
Brand new
Same
for me
to be.
today. Thank you.
What?
Yeah, I
Or
didn't know.
was
Yeah, Vahaya, okay, past tense.
past
right.
tense. Yeah,
Okay.
past and future. Good. See, look at all you learning.
Is it
Kaka-
mean
yeah,
what?
Thank you. Kakatu Vitora Teha Adonai Yimlo Klelam Vaed V'nem Emar V'haya Adonai Lemelech Al Kol Haaretz Bayam Hahu Yiyeh Adonai Ehad Ushmo Ehad.
Perfect.
Thank you.
I am quelling from all of you the way you're reading. It really is gorgeous. Gorgeous. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so we are going to, yes, Susan, you have a question.
I was just going to volunteer to read, to try it
Okay, sure.
from Kakatuv.
Yes.
Okay. Kakatuv b'Torah techa Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed v'ne'emar v'haya, right?
Yes.
V'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu Yihye Adonai Echad Ushmo Echad.
Perfect. So do you know we're talking to God in our prayers in general, but in this prayer we really address him because it's kakatu b'toratecha, and your Torah, as it's written in your Torah. The cha is the second person singular.
So
So
your
talking as it
Torah,
is written in your Torah. Okay.
And-
All right. Now we are going to skip to the announcement of the new month.
Excuse me, one more thing. What's
Yes,
Ushamo?
Question, sure.
What's Ushamo?
Your name. Remember, like some people that don't want to say Adonai, they say Hashem, the same word. Shame.
oh,
Okay. So now
and
you
why
know.
do people- why, apropos of that, why do some people's, like a friend of ours at Temple has been sick, and then you say, I'm so glad to see you. And she says, Baruch Hashem.
Thank
Thank
God.
God.
Thank God.
Thank God.
Baruch
That's
Hashem
exact-
means thank God.
Right. For it's blessed, but you can't really give blessings to God. So it's a blessed be, or blessed be God is the translation is blessed be God. Hashem is God when they don't want to say Elohim or Adonai. They don't want to say it. But the colloquial would be in English would be thank God. It's actually blessed is the name in the exact translation.
Hashem means name, right?
Yes, it means name, but when you talk about Hashem, the name, that's God.
Oh, and it's because they don't want to say Adonai, like some people won't
Yes,
say,
correct. So
God bless
they
you.
think it's only for holy things. It's only for prayers. Like if they're singing, even if they're singing at the Shabbat table, oftentimes they won't say Eloheinu, or they'll say Elohim, or they'll say Hashem. They won't say they won't say God in Hebrew. That's because whatever.
Is that considered swearing?
It's not swearing. It's not really swearing, but it's like taking something that's too holy to use in conversation or in singing. I don't do it, so it's not something that I do. I use if I'm singing and I'm singing praises to God, whether it be in services or singing, I think that it's appropriate to use the name. So I don't do that, but that's that. But so you're aware if you hear it, what it is. That's what it is.
And is Adonai the same as Elohe, mean the same as Elohe or
No,
Elohim?
Adonai actually means Lord. Okay, you can sometimes it's written out Adonai, and sometimes it's Yud Hey Vav Hey. Adonai is Lord, but not the name of God. Yud Hey Vav Hey is the name of God that we don't know. We don't know how to pronounce it. That's why obviously there's no way you know Hebrew. All of you know Hebrew well enough to know Yud Hey Vav Hey. There's no way that could be Adonai. That can't be. Those letters don't make Adonai. When we say Adonai, the Yud Hey Vav Hey can't make Adonai, but that is the name of God as far as we look to it. That's the name of God. We don't know how to pronounce it. It's lost. Whether at some point I guess they did, but we don't know what it is, so we say Adonai. But that's the name of God. Like when people write G-D, God is not the name of God. It's like it's like the difference between Elohim, say for instance, and Yud Hey Vav Hey. God is Elohim. It's not Adonai. So the Adonai Yud Hey Vav Hey is the name of God. So as far as we look into it, the other is God, but not the name, and that's why they sometimes say Hashem because it's the name instead of saying Adonai. You get it? You don't get it?
I'm not sure. Because in our prayers,
You can say Adonai as in and when it's written out Adonai, not Yud Hey Vav Hey. It's you can say Adoni to somebody. That's not actually doesn't necessarily mean God. It's Lord. It's really Lord. A guy in England could be a Lord, but the Lord is Adonai is Lord, the big one upstairs.
And is that considered disrespectful? If you say it?
Some people say that you should not use the holy name in any other place other than certain places. Yeah. Not disrespect. I guess disrespectful is an okay word. You don't want to profane. I'll say the difference. Like when we talk about Havdalah, we talk about the sacred and the profane. So they sort of feel that it's taking the sacred and making it profane by using it in everyday language. How's that? Does that make sense?
Thanks.
Okay.
Very
No
interesting.
problem. Okay, so now we're going to do a little bit. We're going to go to the announcement of the new month, 418 in Sim Shalom, 150 in Slim Shalom, and 180 in Lev Shalem. Let me get to the page. 180 here. 150 here. Okay. It's right before the Ashrei, actually. Okay, we are going to do, just because we don't have a lot of time, we will get to all of it. Next week, we'll get to more of it. We're gonna, I guess we'll start at the beginning. We're gonna get to the rest of it next week. This is recited on the Shabbat before Rosh Chodesh, so it's done a lot, actually. Not as much as our regular prayers, but it's done 12 times, sometimes 13 in a year. We rise at this point, and we say this, and sometimes people will do the second part. I don't think even sometimes the first part, to attune for if there's a holiday that month, you might hear it to one of the songs from the holiday, or one of the prayers from the holiday. We're going to just read it. We'll start from the beginning. I don't know if I'll read all of it. We'll read part of it. Yehi Ratzon Milefanecha Adonai Eloheinu Ve'Elohei Avotenu Shetichadesh Aleinu Et HaChodesh Haba L'Tova Ve'Livracha V'Titen Lanu Chaim Arukim Chaim Shel Shalom Chaim Shel Tova, Chaim Shel Bracha, Chaim Shel Parnasa, Chaim Shel Chilutz Atzarimot. I'm not sure. Yeah, I guess it's the same. Chaim Sheyesh Bahem Yirat Shamayim V'Yirat Hatchet. Chaim She'ein Bahem Busha Uchilima. Chaim Shel Osher V'Chavod, Chaim Shetehei Banu, Ahavat Torah V'Yirat Shamayim, Chaim Shemaleu Mish'alot Libenu L'Tova, Amen, Selah. You're asking for a lot of stuff. So that's why it says, Amen, Selah. So shall it be. This is what you're wishing for the month ahead. All of these things, you can see it. You can read it in the English. You can also see it in the Hebrew. A life of, a life of, a life of. And some of them we know, obviously. Tovah, we know, is good. We know bracha. Somebody, you can unmute yourselves. Chaim shel bracha.
Blessed is
Good, a life of blessing. Chaim shel shalom.
Peace.
Day.
Good. Chaim shel, let's see, we'll figure out another one. Tova, bracha, parnasa. You might not know what parnasa is.
Sustenance.
Yeah, money.
What is it?
Sustenance. It's
Oh.
it's like you work. When you work, you get, it helps you. It's your parnasa, for your sustenance. Okay. Let's do another one. Shem Yirat Hashamayim. It means an awe of the heavens. She'ein Behem, and She'ein Behem Bishat. And you should be free of shame. You shouldn't have shame. Okay. Okay, and you should have honor, kavod. We know that we talk about kavod. Okay, so And the desires of our hearts, libenu, litova, lave his heart, and we amen selah. So we don't have to know all of each of the words, but we know what you're at. Basically, what this is saying, you're wishing all good things for the new month. Okay. Does anybody want to be brave and read a little bit?
Oh, I'll read.
Thank you for Judy Frank.
Yehi ratzon milfanecha. Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu shetachadash Elohe Elenu et hakodesh haba l'tova velova
Now, what's under the lamed?
believe racha
Good.
v'ti ten lanu chaim arba'im
No, what's the second letter?
arba'im
No, what's the second letter after Aleph?
aresh
Right? So why do you pronounce it as a bet?
arba
Arukim.
oh wow, I was way off. Arukim
Good.
chaim shalom chaim shel tova chaim shel baracha
Good.
chaim shel baracha bara
No. Where's the vowel?
par nasa.
Yes, exactly. Put it together.
Okay, par nasa chaim
Good.
shel Kilots,
This is not a word you hear too often. It's chilutz.
I'm sorry, Kilutz, Atzamot,
Good.
Chaim, Shayesh,
Good.
Paham, Yerat, Shamayim, Vayirat, Kate,
Great.
Chaim, Sha'ain, Ba'am,
No.
Ba'em,
Good.
Ba'em,
Bahem. There's a hey, right?
Bahem,
Good.
Usha,
Good.
Lima, Chaim.
Uchlima. It's a chet, not a
What?
bet. Cha. There's another letter that looks very similar. The
Uf,
bet is similar, it just has the line out. Yeah.
okay. Chaim, Shel, Esher,
No.
Uvo,
No ooh. There's no vowel. No ooh. Good.
V'chavo, Chaim,
Perfect.
Shtehe, Banu, Ahavat, Torah, V'yirat, Shamayim, Chaim, Sheyishim, Shemalu,
Yish. She yi malu. It's a hard. You heard when I did it. This is not a word you hear on a regular basis. So I was sounding it out also.
okay. Sheyishmalu,
Good.
Misha Alot,
Good.
Lechain,
Now look carefully before you read it.
oh,
Good.
Lebenu,
Good.
Latova, Amen, Salah.
Good.
It was hard.
Some of those words are words that we never see, so it's a
Right,
little
I mean,
harder.
the Elenu, everybody, you know, you use that.
That's why.
It's so
Exactly.
different.
That's why I started out by saying this was going to be a little harder, right?
Much
I
harder.
understand.
Much
And there
harder.
are words, some of the words are easier, obviously. And when you keep saying Chaim, you recognize that. And some Shalom, we know. But there are words that we never see. So that's
Mhm.
okay that you do it a little slower. And this is how we become familiar with it. Do I have another brave soul?
I have a
Arlene, yes,
I have a question.
sure.
When you have oat at the end of it, of all the words, there's several of them. Lot, hot. Who is it? Is it somebody?
Plural.
Oh, okay.
Im is plural and masculine, and oat is plural and feminine. But
Okay.
note mitzvah is many girls, a number more than one bat mitzvah. But note mitzvah. The oat is the female ending, and the im is the masculine ending. And
Okay.
remember, all words in Hebrew are either masculine or feminine, not like English. A table is masculine or feminine. This is also it's true in all Romance languages. Is everything is masculine or feminine.
Which one's feminine? Oat is feminine or okay.
Yiladim or yiladot.
Okay. All
Is
right.
there a
Okay.
sorry, is there a trick like in Spanish or Italian or French? There's endings, like an O for Spanish and Italian. Is there I'm sure the answer is no, but can you guide us? Or is
Whether
it
a word is
dependent-
feminine or masculine, I can't tell you, but I can tell you that if you see the oat ending, it's
Yeah.
feminine, and if you see the im ending, it's masculine.
But when you learn a word and you need
Which
to
one is
like
masculine and
over
feminine?
Torah, there's no
What? That's above my pay grade.
I
And it's
can't
above
find
your
it.
pay grade too. We're not trying to figure out how to write a Hebrew sentence. We're just trying to read and understand.
No, I understand, but I was just following up on
There's
our-
no way. I don't know how you know. I really don't have any idea how you know. How do you know it? Do you know it? I'm trying to think of in Spanish if I would know. Do I know a
Yeah.
table is masculine or feminine? I don't
Well,
know how you know.
but when you learn the word like for table, it's mesa and the tells you it's feminine. My question is there a singular
No,
ending?
No.
Okay,
There is a singular pronoun. I is I. The first person is it's the same for feminine and masculine. In the second person and the third person, it's different.
so you're
The
talking about
endings are
any
different.
and ata and all that, right?
Ka or ah
Yeah.
for
Okay.
second person and singular.
Okay.
Chem in second person plural. Chen in second person feminine.
I always remember because the hem, it's an M and M is from M is the first
Male.
letter of masculine. So
Male. And that
but-
was good. So look, whatever works for you. I figure it's not for me, unless I'm having a conversation, and I don't usually have conversations in Hebrew. It doesn't matter really. As long as you know that it's what person it is, doesn't matter. Whether a pencil is masculine or feminine doesn't really matter, because it'll be written in the book.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
so
I
pencil.
don't need to figure it out. I don't need to figure it out.
Okay, so
It'll
if you
be
say
there.
if it's a pretty pencil or if you say it masculine and it should be feminine, it won't matter if we're trying to learn.
This is not a Hebrew speaking class. I will
Okay.
tell you that.
I'm sorry.
Yes, you're right. If you're talking to somebody that is patient with you, or somebody that knows you're trying, or that somebody that whatever, yeah, I mean, obviously they're going to understand that you just got it wrong. When people try to speak a language that's not their own, all of us make mistakes, I would assume, and they too, if they tried to speak English, would make mistakes. So yeah, it's just, I mean, they would know, as long as the noun is right. That look, understanding what a pronoun goes to is always hard, even in English.
Mhm.
When you say he and there's two people in the sentence, and or a God and Moshe, you don't know who he is. A pronoun by its very definition is a little bit confusing. So They just put the pronoun, attach it to the noun or the verb. So that's the difference in Hebrew. Okay. Now we've killed enough time. Does I have one volunteer that would like to read? Arlene?
Yeah, is there somebody else do it? It's okay. I mean, I can do
No,
it.
you volunteered. I volunteered you before you get to volunteer. Okay.
Okay, Yehi Ratzon Mil Panecha Adonai Eloheinu V'Elohei Avotenu. Shet Hadesh
Good, good,
Aleinu
good.
Et Hodesh Hasu
No,
Haseh
no. Stop after et hachodesh and look at what that word is.
Ha Haseh? No?
Wait a second. Wait a second.
Oh,
I think it's
more
different.
book than
I
you.
think this is different. 1 minute. Shetikadesh
Here, it is
aleinu.
different. It's different in the,
Haba.
That's why. Thank you, thank you, thank
books
you,
are
thank you,
different.
Arlene, and thank you,
Okay,
whoever just
so
said
there.
it. It is a little different in the two
Yes,
books.
yes, it is. It's
That's why I couldn't figure out how you could read what you were reading. And then all of a sudden it dawned on me that your book is different. Okay, keep going. I'm sorry. Most of
Okay.
them are the same. This is just what, there's just one that's different.
Yeah.
Okay, so read
Lit-
yours.
Yehaseh l'tova v'livracha
Good.
v'titen lanu hayim ruhim
Good.
hayim shel shalom hayim shel tova hayim shel biracha
Good.
hayim shel parnasa hayim shel heal uts mot hayim shel yam bahem yirat shamayim v'yirat hate
Good.
hayim shel ein bahem busha uchlima hayim shel oser osher
Somebody- Yes,
is it share?
yes.
But there's that dot.
There's actually, if you can really
only one
look carefully,
there.
if you look really carefully, and I don't know about your book, no,
Only one.
actually, in yours, it's only one, and the left
Yeah.
Shalem, it's actually two. But
Yeah.
but that's the only dot. There's none on the left, so it
Only
has
one
to
dot.
be Osher, right?
Right. Yes. V'chavod hayim shel hey vanu ahava Torah
Wait, Banu, what happened after Banu? After Banu?
ahavat
Good.
Torah v'yir at. What is at? Ata.
It becomes it's a of. It's like
Okay.
when you have an adjective attached to it.
Okay.
It's like the emet it's the Torah of truth, Torah emet, Torah.
Emet.
It's the Torah of truth, or it's if you attach any adjective to it, that's what it is. So it's the kind of Torah it is,
And so
okay, and the
Shema-
kind of love it is. Yeah,
Shemayim hayim shel yima u
yes,
mish alot li benu litova amen amen selah.
that was amazing. I'm telling you. Fabulous. You all are always good, but today it's like somebody took a vitamin or something. I don't know what it is. You are, every one of you is fabulous. I'm telling you, I'm so impressed. I feel like my work is done here.
No, but it's not, it isn't done. I really
Yes,
want to go, I really
Cindy.
want to go through all of June. But in any
We're
event,
staying with it. We were asked whether we want to continue or not, whether we want to take a different class or not. And I said, I'm going to continue with this class as long as you
Great,
want to go.
great.
Yes.
wonderful, wonderful.
Learning.
I'll tell you, it's starting to make more sense though. I mean, initially I couldn't get initially I couldn't even get a letter out. That was how I began in the beginning. Nothing.
Yeah.
And now I could see the letters and now I could see that there's different endings and things I would have never
No,
been aware of.
absolutely. And that's why I'm more than happy to explain what I can explain, what I know. I'm not good in the knowing whether it's feminine or masculine, but the things I know, because when you understand it more, it makes more sense and it's actually easier to read also.
Yeah.
Yes, Cindy.
Two questions. At the
Sure.
top of Lev Shalem, it says that the prayers recited on Shabbat before Rosh Chodesh except Tishrei. Why?
Why? What happens in Tishrei? Do you know what holiday is in Tishrei? If you
Sure.
don't, it's okay.
The high
What?
holidays. The high
Thank you.
holidays.
Exactly. The holidays, Rosh Hashanah. It said, and I don't know really if this is the reason, but everything I've ever heard is we don't want Satan to know that it's the new year is coming, and we don't want to alert him. So that's why we don't announce it, because Rosh Hashanah is coming. That's the only thing I've ever heard is why you don't announce Tishrei. That's
Right.
why we don't recite it. We don't want him to know. He
Okay.
can't figure it out.
So
Yeah.
it's for protection for Jewish people, maybe?
Yeah. For because the new year is coming and we're going to be asking for in Judaism, the Satan is actually viewed as the prosecuting attorney. Okay. So it's not just like a bad guy. He's the one that's opposed to God, and he's the one that tells us when we've done bad things, whatever. So we don't want him to know when we're trying to be judged positively. We don't want him to be aware. So he's not going to figure it out. If we don't announce the new moon, he won't figure it out.
That's so
That's
interesting.
all I can say. Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah,
That doesn't
Sandy.
make
Why don't we say in the
confusing.
second line and the word in the bracket?
Okay, what's now? Okay, somebody, what is Imotenu?
Our son-
Avotenu and Imotenu. What?
our mother.
Mother.
Thank you. So some people, to be more egalitarian, you'll see it throughout this Lev Shalem. No, you won't see it in the Sim Shalom. The Sim Shalom you will see just in the Amida adding the mothers and adding Sarah, but you won't see it anywhere else. In the Lev Shalem, they put it when they put our fathers, our male ancestors, they put our mothers sometimes, and it's in brackets. Some people do it, but not. Honestly, at this point, I don't think most people do it in this part of the service. I don't think they add a Motenu, but you can, and so that's why it's there.
Okay.
Okay, you get it,
Mhm.
and you'll see it in other places. You'll see it in other places too, where you see a Motenu, you'll see Motenu.
Thank you.
Because you can't say, as we talked about just briefly, you can't say ancestors, or you have to say foremothers or forefathers. So in Hebrew. Because there is no neuter. There's only masculine and feminine. So, and if just as in one more little, if you have one male and 10 females, use the male ending. That's very sexist as far as I'm concerned, but at least it makes it easier. You don't have to count how many males and how many females, but that's the way it goes. Anyway, all right. So Taka, I'm sorry. I apologize. Any last minute questions that you can't live without knowing the answer of now?
So I just have a quick question. How long do
Yeah.
you plan on going on with the Hebrew class? In the next few months or?
Yeah.
Okay,
If you're willing, I am going away. We're going on a cruise, so I will. That's in February. I'll let you know when. So I won't do it then, and there may be other times that we'd feel not to do it, but I'm
Right.
willing to continue if you are.
okay,
Yes.
I
okay.
just
So
feel like it's so exciting. I have to tell you, you're always good. I mean, really, I can see obviously progress, but today was like I don't know what it was. Everybody was terrific.
So I just wanted to give you we're gonna be going on vacation, God willing, for for January, the rest of the month of January,
Isn't that nice?
Yes.
So where are you going? Someplace good?
Florida.
Florida.
Someplace
Okay.
warm,
Okay,
East
Okay.
Coast, West Coast, both.
whatever. Look, especially if we're continuing, people didn't necessarily block out this time. Look, life gets in the way. This is not a 3-session thing where you don't want to
Right,
miss
right,
one.
right.
Obviously, I'd like you to be here if you're away and can be, like sometimes I'm away and I go, that's fine. If you can't be, I
Right,
certainly
no, I
understand.
get it.
People have
I'm just
doctors.
giving you a heads up why I'm not showing up. that's all.
Absolutely, thank you. I
Oh,
appreciate that
happy-
because I worry when people that usually regularly
Oh.
come,
Right,
and
so
don't
that's why I
come.
wanted to,
we get
Oh, oh.
nervous. And you can even send me when you get a
I'll let you
chance when
know.
you're going to be away if you want, just so
Yeah.
we know, so all of us know, because we all get worried. So yeah, please.
I'll be away in
But I
February.
understand when people can't make it. But I figure for the people that want to be here, we can.
When
try
I'm
to
here,
accommodate.
when I'm in Chicago, I'm here.
We're glad to do that. You have
Okay,
more
thank
things
you.
to entertain you in Florida, than Chicago.
Right, okay, thank you.
Yes, my pleasure. Okay, so anyway, I don't want to hold you up. Please, wishing everybody a Shabbat Shalom, and
Shalom.
thank you
Shalom.
again for
Shalom.
everything.
Thank
It's
you,
been a
Judi.